Good afternoon, everybody. Super Jackstrom1 here, and I'm showing my face on camera for this because this is sort of a rant video. As we all know, for the next couple years and all the announcements, Disney is actually going to be doing a lot of live-action remakes of their Disney animated classics. This is a video I kind of want to give my thoughts on, but before I give you all about it, before I tell you all about my thoughts on it, I want to give you a little history of how this all started and everything.
Disney's history of remaking their animated classics actually started about 25 years ago in 1994. It all started with Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book, a remake of the 1967 Disney animated classic of the same name, released in 1994 to mostly positive reviews and a box office success of grossing $40 million on a $20 million budget worldwide. 2 years later, it was followed by 101 Dalmatians, a remake of the 1961 Disney animated classic. It was released in Thanksgiving of 1996 and was a huge box office success, grossing $320 million worldwide. For 14 years, the remakes of the Disney animated classic stopped for a while, until March of 2010 when another remake was released and changed everything. On March 5th, 2010, Tim Burton's remake of Alice in Wonderland was released in the movie theaters. Despite receiving mixed reviews from critics, it was a box office smash hit, grossing $1.25 billion, the biggest release for a Disney live-action movie. It was the second highest-grossing film of 2010, behind Toy Story 3, and what convinced Disney to do these remakes of their Disney animated classics. On May 30th, 2014, a somewhat remake/spin-off was released, Maleficent, a remake of Sleeping Beauty, but told from the perspective of the main antagonist, Maleficent. Released in 2014, also, despite receiving mixed reviews, was also a box office smash hit, grossing $758.5 million worldwide. It didn't stop there, because less than a year later, on March 13th, 2015, Disney released a remake of Cinderella. Unlike Alice in Wonderland and Maleficent, this film received positive reviews and was another box office success, grossing $543 million worldwide, becoming one of the top 15 highest-grossing films of 2015. A little more than a year later, on April 15th, 2016, a somewhat live-action remake of The Jungle Book was released. It wasn't really a live-action remake, though, because the only thing that was live-action was the actor portraying Mowgli, but it received critical acclaim and grossed $966 million worldwide, becoming the fifth highest-grossing film of 2015. Now we come to a different story. On March 17th, 2017, Disney released a live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast, receiving mostly positive reviews but made huge box office numbers, worldwide making $1.264 billion. Finished off as the second highest-grossing film of 2017 and is currently the 14th highest-grossing film of all time worldwide. Currently this year in 2019, Disney has 4 live-action remakes scheduled to come out. On March 29th, Disney will be releasing a live-action remake of Dumbo with Tim Burton back in the director's chair. Following that will be a remake of Aladdin, which is scheduled to be released on May 24th. Then after that, on July 19th, a remake of The Lion King will be coming out, which isn't really live action because it will all be CGI. Finally, on October 4th, we will be seeing a remake of Lady and the Tramp.
And we also have, aside from those 4 coming out this year, we also have a couple more in the future. I know in March of 2020, we have a remake of Mulan. They also say in development they have remakes of Lilo and Stitch, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Pinocchio, and several others. There's also thoughts about possibly doing a remake of The Nightmare Before Christmas, but it hasn't been officially confirmed yet. They also said they're also having thoughts about doing spin-offs for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and also possibly doing a remake of Fantasia. I want to say that, first off, you cannot do a live-action remake of Fantasia. That is 150% impossible. Fantasia is like one-of-a-kind animated Disney movie. There's no way you could turn that into live-action. And let's see, what else is that? Disney, I know, I get it. They make money. They make you a lot of money. But this needs to stop because it just shows that you're just basically lazy and greedy. And by lazy, I don't mean lazy like you're too lazy to put some special effects. Cause I gotta admit, the effects in those movies are beautiful. But I'm just saying you're too lazy to come up with any original ideas. And I get, a lot of their original movies flopped at the box office, like The Finest Hours, the BFG, Wrinkle in Time, The Nutcracker in the Four Realms, and Tomorrowland. Those flopped. But honestly, I think the problem though was the marketing was bad. I mean, come on. I went to go see The Finest Hours in theaters because my dad wanted to see it. I had never heard of the movie, did not even know a single thing about the movie, didn't even know it was released by Disney. I didn't see a single commercial for advertisement or anything. And I liked it so much that I eventually bought the Blu-ray of it. And sorry, I am technically guilty of like one thing. I did see the live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast in theaters 4 times, but that was because Emma Watson was in it, and at the time, Emma Watson was my celebrity crush. I was stupid. She was my celebrity crush back then. She's not anymore, though. I don't really have a celebrity crush anymore. I was 15 back then, and honestly, it was literally just her beautiness that got me to go see that movie, and made me go see it again. But watching it after my crush got over her, looking at the movie, I realized it was pretty bad and kind of downright insulting in a way. I think the only Disney... Now, also, I didn't really find The Jungle Book that great. I only saw it... I've only seen the remake of The Jungle Book once, and the only time I saw it was when I saw it in theaters with my dad back in April of 2016. And we didn't really like it. And I have not... And although the remake of Alice in Wonderland, I actually liked that one. I might even get that on Blu-ray. That's the only one I can actually consider good because it wasn't really like a remake, like, you know, like remaking the same story and everything. It was like it was like a very different story and everything. If you know what I mean, it was like a different adaptation of it. That was good. That was fine. I can't give my thoughts on Sleeping Beauty and Maleficent. Cinderella and Maleficent. Excuse me, Maleficent and Cinderella. I can't give my thoughts because I actually still have not seen those movies yet, and I don't know if I will or not. But I'm just saying that I'm worried that this is all Disney's just going to be doing with their new live-action movies. I mean, remember back when we had live-action movies? Maybe, like, we had, like, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. We had the Narnia movies. Although those were pre-existing IPs prior to that. They also made, like, you know, they made live-action movies like Holes. Let's see, what other live-action movies? The Haunted Mansion. The Santa Claus movies, and several other Disney, like, you know, several other live-action Disney movies. And technically, the live-action Disney movies, I mean the ones that are released under the Walt Disney Pictures banner, I know Disney does distribute the Star Wars and the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. But I'm just worried that this is all, aside, with the exception of those, all their future live-action movies are just going to be remakes of the Disney animated classics. I mean, why do you need to remake them? We all have the animated classics. All the classics that we all know and love, we could literally just watch them at home, everything with our children and our grandchildren. I'm trying to basically say that if Disney keeps announcing more and more remakes, that's all they're just going to be. And they're just doing it just to make money. They just want to make money. And I understand. They make money. They assume that those are the movies that people want. But if they go on the internet and everything, people are getting sick of it. And I know that it's probably not going to stop because I can tell you that the remakes of Dumbo, Aladdin, and The Lion King are going to make big money. I think probably The Lion King is probably going to make the big bucks because the teaser for the remake of The Lion King is already the 3rd most viewed trailer on YouTube. And, yeah, honestly, I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. I honestly don't really know if I really want to see any other future ones. I mean, yeah, I only saw Beauty and the Beast just for Emma Watson, but that was it. If she was not in that movie, I probably would have had no interest in it. And I was 15 when the live-action Beauty and the Beast came out, almost 2 years ago. Man, it's already been 2 years. Sorry for getting off topic here, but man, time has really gone by. I feel like it was just last week that it came out. Honestly, I just really have this fear that Disney, like, you know, at least they're still making new anime. Walt Disney Animation Studios is still making new anime classics, but they currently have, we're currently working on sequels. I mean, Ralph Breaks the Internet came out a couple months ago, and then the teaser for Frozen 2 came out, which I saw the teaser. It was alright. I'm still debating about whether or not I want to see it or not, because I'm not a Frozen fan anymore. But I gotta get back on topic to these remakes of the Disney animated classics. Maybe, I'm okay maybe if they do it every once in a blue moon and all. I mean, after Alice in Wonderland, Maleficent, like, which was kind of a spin-off, didn't come out till 4 years later, and technically, like, Cinderella didn't come out till 5 years, half a decade after Alice in Wonderland came out. But now that they're just chugging them out constantly, it's... I don't know what else is going to happen. I can only imagine, like, what if 10 years from now, younger kids are now going to look at those anime classics, just only know them for the live-action movies, have no idea about the animated movies, the animated classics that we've all grown up for our childhood. I mean, I've grown up watching all the Disney animated classics from, like, you know, my DVDs, VHSs, Blu-rays, and all that. And I don't know. I feel like if this keeps happening, that Disney will just not care anymore and just only rely on other people to do the movies for them. Honestly, I just want them to do more original live-action movies. That'll be great. And also, I forgot, for other upcoming live-action Disney movies, they also have a remake of The Little Mermaid coming out. So I forgot to mention that, but... I mean, yes, like, you know, they technically didn't have a remake came out that was a big box office success. That was Mary Poppins Returns. That currently is doing well, but I don't know. That was more of a sequel. And honestly, I wasn't too crazy on Mary Poppins Returns, to be honest. I'll do a review of it in a future video. But that's all I want to say for now, is that I don't want Disney to just become this greedy, lazy, money-making machine that just only wants money. Walt Disney back then, like... Walt Disney didn't care about money when he was making Snow White. He wanted to be better. He wanted to make a difference. He wanted to change movie history. And he did with Snow White. I don't know what Walt Disney would think. If Walt Disney was still alive, he'd probably be disappointed that his company's just only doing remakes of his classics. That him and his animators worked very hard to get done. Alright, that's all I'm going to say. I really don't know what else to say. Is that all I'm just going to say is Disney, I'm sick of the live-action remakes. Sick of the remakes of the animated classics. I don't even know why it's necessary to do them, because we already know what will happen in the plot eventually and everything, so, yeah. Alright, I will see you all for my next video coming soon.